Hi everyone, my name is Jamie Gonzalez. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I am the Director of Community Relations and Events with OSTEM. Today we are doing a video series for you all on how to fund your way to the conference. This part of the series is going to cover finding sources for funding, whether it is on your campus or in your community. First, we're going to start with departments that are connected to campus life, student success on your college campus. Every college campus is different. Some are larger, some are smaller. So try to make this fit for your environment, your university. First, we have Student Government Association, which is sometimes has funding to support not only diversity and inclusion initiatives, but also professional development. You may have some type of activities funding board or maybe a student program board on your campus. All of these are sources for you to go and check out and to see if they have available funding for you. There is also residential hall associations. There are alumni networks. And for alumni networks, our executive director, Lillian Martinez, had mentioned how she was able to go to the development officer in her college when she was an officer for an OSTEM chapter. Her development officer, who is in charge of fundraising and scholarships and all those types of things, got her connected to their alumni association. And then from that, she was able to create like a 5-year endowment scholarship that was specifically earmarked for sending students to the conference. If you don't have direct connections with alumni networks, which those can be tied to majors such as like STEM majors, or they can be identity based like LGBTQ or Pride alumni associations. Either one, if you aren't able to get to them directly, potentially going through your college's development officer or even a career center could be options to get connected. Outside of that, we also have student success departments. So think of these as your gender and sexuality centers, your LGBTQ centers, pride centers, whatever the name of it may be. If you're lucky enough to have one, not all universities do. If not, look for something a little broader. Maybe there's a Center for Diversity and Inclusion or Multicultural Affairs or Council for Cultural Activities, anything with those types of names to it that seems like it values people with different identities may have funding available for you. And then also check out like a dean of students office. In addition to that is academic funding, academic areas. So these are your colleges or schools related to science, technology, engineering, mathematics. These could be your department chairs. These could be college career centers. The college career centers are really invested in you getting internships and jobs and having that success of finding that job after. So OSTEM has a career fair for you to network and it actually hosts interviews at the conference. So sharing this type of information of how this gets students with direct face-to-face with employers that are looking and inclusive of the LGBTQ community as it relates to STEM might be an initiative that they're excited to support. And also research faculty that is a big supporter of you. You want to highlight that research within a poster. You think that would have a stronger proposal for you to attend the conference. That is an option of getting support from that faculty as well. And then just searching your university and for either undergraduate or graduate conference and travel funds and see what comes up and what offices those are connected to and if that makes sense for you. In addition is fundraising. So there are bake sales, there could be item sales. One of the student organizations that I used to advise, they sold LGBTQ items and so they would do these cute like rainbow palm earrings that I would always want to go buy, or they would do pronoun bracelets. So there's that LGBTQ aspect that you could focus on. You could incorporate the STEM specific if there's a really strong STEM community in on your campus, or the school spirit. And so you could make it broaden your target audience to the whole campus and then focus on what might school spirit items might be that people would be excited to purchase. In addition to that, partnering with popular restaurants that might host like a charity fundraising percentage night where they give you a percentage of the sales from that night. Usually, they need to go in and say, I'm here to support the OSTEM chapter. So you do need to do a bit of encouraging people to go, letting them know the process, but that is an easy way to get funds from a business. There's fundraising campaigns that you might look into, as well as an Instagram bingo board, also corporate or community sponsorships. So I'll share a link in the description of example sponsorship packages for you to look at. And so this is just something for if your chapter doesn't already have, might be something that you are willing to create. And then that way, when you reach out to sponsors, corporations in your local area, it's already prepackaged. It's a easy proposal because there are companies like Accenture and other STEM related industries that are excited to support you. And then there is the OSTEM Global Conference Funding application. So the typical funding amount given for from the OSTEM National Global Organization is going to be around $200 to $500. So an important note is that no one of these entities is probably going to fund all of your needs in your budget. What you're going to need to do is go to several people and don't be discouraged by if you get told no. Sometimes people just don't have funding for this year, or they might not be able to give you as much as you want, but reaching out to multiple people as a way to try to earn that funding amount can be a pretty strong strategy. Another way that you can potentially win a chance for free conference registration is by attending two events. The first one is our career talk on aerospace. That is happening Tuesday, September 27th at 4 p.m. Pacific time and 7 p.m. Eastern time. I'll share the registration links for as long as this is still open and available. And so that is one way that just by attending and being in attendance, you would have a chance to win the cost of your registration fees. The other option is Tuesday, October 18th, 4 to 5:30. So this is a resume workshop, and it allows you to just be thinking about your resume before you get to the career fair at the conference. So there will be 2 days in which you will have an opportunity to go meet companies and grad schools and sponsors that would be excited to be networking with you and potentially having a spot to hire. So we want to be very conscious about thinking about our resume workshop before we get to the conference. And that is it for our workshop today. So I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch this video. If you have questions, I'll put the email address for you to reach out to in the description box, and feel free to reach out. Or you can reach out to us on our Discord community if you're connected with us there as well. Thank you again for joining us today, and I look forward to seeing you at the conference.